working on some technical difficulties while I'm here, so you guys join me. Let's see. Figure out what happened here. This is going good. We're all set here. Why is this not moving for me? There we go. All right. Okay. I had a little technical difficulty with the light here. Let me check on something. Oh, shit. That's not good. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's bring that up. Hello, everybody. I'm still here. All right. Let's see if this will. Uh-oh. That didn't work. Oh, boy. You ever hit the wrong button and everything goes haywire? That just happened. Alright. Let's see if this works. Nope. Apparently we have a light bulb that is out here on this one. So it's going to be an interesting lighting situation. That's fine. Alright. Well, it's not the best lighting I've ever had, but it's not, terrible. Let's see what I can do here. So that needs to go here. There we go. Okay. Well, I turn the heat on. We'll see what happens if that comes on. All right, what else did I have out here? Sorry, guys, running a little bit late today, but we're going to get it done. Let's see. Let me set this up so I can have some other folks here. Boom. And hopefully this is going to work tonight, because when I did the panel, I did the broadcast the other night, it wasn't working, and I'm trying to do Unlocked here to see if it'll work now to get some other folks. It says it's going to work fine. It says. We'll see. Checking connection. Let me fix that. We'll go to Wi-Fi, because it works like a charm, because it's sitting right there. Alright, now let's give it a go. Checking connection. Starting broadcast. Are you really starting broadcast? Are you? Okay. Great. Connection is great. Here we are. I look fabulous. Actually, my hair's kind of messy today. And that's all right. So, let me do this. Put a little bit of my water here. Oh, it has been, I was going to take a shower and all this kind of stuff, but no, that didn't happen, so. All right, fine. Beautiful. Hey guys, how are you? So the lighting's a little bit off. I'm not as pretty as I normally would be. That light went out completely on me. So this side of my face is a little dark. I don't have any light behind me. Let's try this. There. So I get a little light behind me. So now I'm a little more... And, hey, Manga Guitar, how are yous? Let me see if I can get another light over here. I want to just do this for fun. I want to check it out. See if I can do this one. Ah! I'm all right. Okay. Don't worry about me. Okay, this one's out of the way. Next one coming up. Enjoy the music while you wait. All right. Put this around here and this around here. Where does this go? This goes here. All right. Almost there, people. Haha. All right. Let's see what happens. I don't even know if this one's going to be too bright. This might blow me out completely. Let's find out together, shall we? All right, here we go. It's coming. And the Lord said, "Let there be lights." And there was. That's not much. That is a really, really faint light. Did it even change anything? I don't think it did. Hey, Chrissy, how are you? Let's see. Okay, this is starting to blow again. Good, because it's freaking cold in here. All right, let's see. How was dinner last night? Dinner last night was fantastic. What the hell did I do last night for dinner? Oh, did hamburgers last night. Okay, so what you got going on there? Your hand sewing hooks to your labyrinth gown. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so it's not so bad. I've got to work with it. I need a new light bulb in there. I'll get that. I got to figure out what's going on with this one. Anywho. Glad you guys are here. Glad you guys are here. I got a good podcast coming up today all about they, which is interesting because you all say, well, you know what they say. They say this, so they say that. That's such BS. Let me share with you guys. Check it out. I got my new mic. Is the audio all good for you guys? This is my Yeti Nano, and it's in my color. If you've seen my Mind Scrambler podcast, the backdrop is basically this color. Pretty damn cool. How am I sounding to you guys? Everybody good on Twitch? Because I don't use the headphones yet. I'm just kind of assuming that I'm sounding good. You guys let me know when I'm not. I really should. Eventually, I'll probably get one of those really cool podcasting, chairs and get me the headset to be like, hey, what's up, everybody? Good to talk to you, man. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Jimmy Ricardo, good to see ya. Some ad you can't skip? There's an ad on my thing? Is that what's happening? Dinner the other night was great. So there's an ad on my thing, so whenever I go on, they're running ads now? Huh. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know how that works. No ideas. Dinner was amazing, guys. We had a wonderful time. Out of the closet and into the studio. That's right, baby. So what I'm doing, see, now you can see the microphone, and it's kind of right in the way of my books now that I see that. Aha! That's going to be a problem. Well, we'll figure it out. Oh, really? Okay. It's on all Twitch streams. Thank you. Got our Twitch stream with Todd was awesome, she said. It's just laid back. The thing I think that I'm learning is, and of course I've learned this from the guys at Unlocked as well. They told me, said marketing-wise, they said, you know what, having the studio and doing the production quality, yada, 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 doesn't really matter. And that's cool. I have no problem with that. But I'm doing the studio because I'm also doing trainings. So I'm going to have a board up here so that on my podcast, not only some of my podcasts, I'm going to be doing training, so I'm going to write stuff up here. I'm just like, hey, this is what we're talking about today, and this is, here's a diagram. Let me show you this. Or when I'm doing my trainings, because I'm going to have online courses for people like Food Game, for example. Food Game dating success strategies. It's a no-brainer, So I put together those things so guys can buy that and be better, And I've got this other book in my head that I need to really just throw out there as soon as possible. It's called, it's for women. It's called You Can't Fix Him Because He Ain't Broke. And go into the whole psychology and neurology and all that of, personalities and why he's doing this or that and why you're seeing one thing but don't understand the other because you don't know. You can't talk to each other. You're not communicating. Perfect spot for green screen so you don't have to do physical changes each screen. I do have a green screen, but I don't know what to do with that. You're cooking dinner. Oh, cool, Chrissy. What are you having for dinner tonight? Each stream. Yeah, I could. But I'm basically inviting you guys into my living room kind of thing, I've got more to do, but I just decided I'd come out here because this is the best place I can work is out here, and it's quieter for the most part, unless I've got the heater going, which is an incredibly ineffective heater. My legs is cold, but I got up and jogged this morning, which I haven't been doing in a while, so. You can help with that. Oh, the green screen stuff? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do the green screen stuff. But what I am going to do is I'm toying with the idea of spray painting back here. I used to do graffiti back in the day. I was a break dancer back the first time around, back in the early 80s, and so that was, yeah, I did that, and I did some art. I did some spray painting a little bit, and it was fun. I kind of enjoyed it. I do have an artistic side, but I'm thinking it might be just a little too busy back there for what I want to do. But then again, I am appealing to the gaming community and stuff, so I don't know. I'll figure it out. Attempted flight to Melbourne Supernova, huh? Adelaide, yeah. You're talking about Supernova Adelaide. From what I understand, I don't think I'll be there. I know AvCon, it's like my favorite con, one of my favorite cons in the world, and I was there not last year, the year before, I guess. Was it? Wait, a year and a half ago, yeah. Fan art, possibility. Nerd Herd is here. I don't know what that means. But I like Nerd Herd, I think that's fun. They almost shut it down. Oh, AvCon, really? That's a shame. MegaCon or Holiday Matsuri. I think I was at Holiday Matsuri a few years back. I have not been to MegaCon yet. I have reached out to them. Come to the UK for a con. Chrissy, you got to tell them to have me. You got to get you and all your friends to bombard the local cons and say, you must have Spike Spencer, you must have Spike Spencer, you must have Spike Spencer. So there you go. Hey, you know what? While I got y'all here, you want to hear my intro for my podcast? I just did it last night. I think it's pretty cool. Hey, Red Nova, what's up? If you guys want to hear it, I think I can play it. That's the outro. Let me see if I can do this for you. Hold on a sec. Podcast intro. All right, you guys want to hear it? You got to tell me. You got to say, yeah. Let's hear it, yo. Mind Scrambler. Intro. That's music only. Intro. Where the hell is my intro? Y'all, what's up? Okay, that's the outro. Hold on a second. I don't know what's going on here. Let's find out. Okay. This is... Okay, that's finished there. Intro... Podcast fixed. Intro full. Let's see if this is it. Hold on. Relationship sales dynamics. Where we explore systems. No, that's different. That's not what I want. That one needs to go away. Huh. Well, that's scary. Let me find this. Intro. Smack. Intro. Okay, Mind Scrambler intro full. Right there. Where is that? Oh, that's why. It's in VO auditions. Okay, so you guys are ready? Hey, Ashley, what's up? All right, let me see if you guys can hear this. Let's try it. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn this up.
Welcome to the Mind Scrambler podcast. I'm Spike Spencer, and I'm here to help you look at things from different angles, scramble the negative programming that has been flooded into your subconscious, and help you connect deeper and communicate better in all your personal and professional relationships. In 2005, I was devastated after losing everything in a terrible divorce and bankruptcy, and I had to start over. I had to rebuild, restructure, and reprogram who I was at a deep inner level. Now I have coached thousands internationally on strengthening relationships, found my amazing, beautiful wife, who is 19 years younger than me, so yes, I know a little something about attraction, and became a first-time father at 48. It's time to stop asking for permission, fearing other people's judgment, and second-guessing your every decision. It's time to become who you are meant to be and bring fulfillment into every corner of your life. It's time for some mind scrambling.
Bam. All right. You are the first people to ever hear that. What do you think? Is that all right? Got a little something? Technical difficulties. Oh, man. Am I bebopping back and forth, or can you guys see me, or I don't even know what's happening? All right, so everybody that's watching over here on Unlocked, please do me a favor and go to Twitch and follow me on Twitch. It's Spike Spencer Speaks. Because I don't know how long I'm going to be keeping you guys here. I may or may not. I'm still waiting to talk to Dave and Bryce to see about making this kind of a permanent thing. Because if I can, that'd be awesome. But it seems like I'm not getting any more viewers. So something's wrong in the algorithm over here, because I should have a whole lot more people over here. I know I'm shooting all over myself, but that's the point. I'm just like, come on. All right, it is about time for me to start my podcast. I've got this over here. I'm going to move. Man, you're just right in the way, aren't you? All right. I'm going to figure this out. Move these closer. I don't know. You don't have to worry about that. I will figure it out, guys. I'm working on it. I am working on it. Okay. So. All right, we got some coffee, we got some water. Let's do this, people. Here we go. For everybody that, let me put a message over here. You know what? I don't even have to do that. Red, you're here. Anybody that comes in and starts saying, why isn't he doing anything? Why isn't he talking to us? Just let them know I'm in my podcast mode and can't talk to them, and I'll talk to them as soon as I'm done. This will be about 20, 30 minutes. I may make it a little shorter today. We shall see. Here we go. And hi there, and welcome to my podcast. I'm Spike Spencer. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. So today I want to talk to you about something that oddly enough, it was brought into my consciousness by my mother-in-law, actually. And it's something that is like, oh, I have to talk about this. Because she does something that I'll bet you a lot of your relatives and or friends do. Everyone does this. What they do is they say exactly what I just said. Well, they say, or, I heard, or, well, blah, blah, blah. And it's something that's thrown out there so generalized and so willy-nilly. It's just like, do you have anything to back that up at all? Do you have any, oops, I'm going to turn that off. Do you have any notion of what exactly that means? No, most people say things and they don't even know what they're talking about. So when you catch yourself or anybody else saying, well, you know what they say, go, who are they? And what expertise do they have? Can you give me a name of who they are? They'll come back usually with, well, I heard that. No, you didn't hear something. You read something, or you saw something on TV, or something just kind of popped into your consciousness from the radio or some memory that you had. Who is they? And what are their qualifications to be joining in our conversation at all? Think about it for a second. That's going to blow people's minds. It should blow your mind too, because they are not paying your bills. They are not keeping your relationship strong and fresh. They are not giving you money. They don't frickin' exist. Why are you letting non-existent douchebags keep you from success? Think about that for a second. It's very, very simple to throw it away and say they. Well, they say you need money to be in real estate. You need money to make money in real estate. Hi. Let me go a little sidebar here, guys. I flipped houses for 10 years. I flipped over 60 properties of my own, and I almost never used any money. I definitely tried never to use my own money, number one. So it may take money, but it doesn't have to be your money. So when somebody says, well, they say it takes money to make money, does it? Does it? If you went somewhere and did something for somebody, did you pay to have them pay you? Let's say you're a handyman and you go, oh, I'm going to paint this place. Does it take money to make money? No. It took effort and paint and all that, but they gave you the money for it all. So it didn't take any money to make that money. That's a complete bogus, ridiculous saying that people say vacuously all the time. It's just out of nowhere. You go, well, you know what they say. And I want you today for this podcast, here's what I want. I want you to start questioning. Start questioning the norm. Start questioning the status quo. Start questioning what people have to say about your situation. What are their qualifications? Have they been there? Have they done that? Do they have the freaking t-shirt? That's my question. If you can't quantify who they are, then there is no they. Now, if you say, according to Dr. such and such so-and-so, because he did this test or this study, that there's this blah, 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 well, that's something. But I can go into the testing stuff all day long. Actually, Tim Ferriss does it very well in one of his books. He pretty much blows all of the studies out of the water. How many times has the status quo or quote-unquote science been completely wrong? Hundreds and hundreds of times. So if you take anything at face value from a non-existent being because you heard it somewhere, guess what you've got to stand on? Nothing. Nothing at all. Now, one of the reasons why people do this and they allocate the responsibility to they, it's because of a fear of judgment. This fear of judgment of invisible people that don't actually exist, it's kind of psychotic if you think about it. So who is judging you? Well, they might think this. Again, who is they? You're not doing it for anybody but you. You're not doing it for anybody but your family. They are the ones you need to think about. Not these ridiculous people that don't exist that you've never met. They're not paying your rent, people. Remember that. So why would you be afraid of the judgment of people that have nothing to do with you? It's really bizarre when you think about it, but you're doing it every day. Most people do this every day. They're afraid. Of what? Of whom? I know, I added the B. I think it's fun. Since they don't exist, what if you started doing things without their approval? You know, do you ask for permission to do things every day from them? You do not. You do the things you want to do because they're best for you, for your family, for the world, whatever it is. So why do you ask for their permission to succeed in going further? It's like, I want to do this thing, but I don't know if I'm going to be well received, well accepted, if I will succeed. You never know if you're going to succeed. Although in your mind you can say, I am absolutely going to succeed. Like I can tell you right now, I am absolutely going to succeed with this podcast. My Twitch stream is going to grow. My Unlocked feed is going to grow. My podcast is going to be successful and it is going to grow. And my coaching and my speaking and my training is all going to grow. It is happening. That is a certainty. And you know why I know that's a certainty? Because I didn't ask for permission from them, from these non-existent people who hold sway over your actions, over most people's actions, because they're afraid. They're afraid somebody might say something bad. Somebody says something bad about my broadcasts all the time. Some knuckleheads just like, hey, why is anybody going to watch this? Blah, 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 blah. I actually had somebody, a teeny tiny little nattering voice. Somebody actually put on one of my YouTube videos, and the one of Todd, Habercorn and I the other night. They're like, well, who wants to watch a bunch of boomers have dinner? Do something that's interesting. And I'm like, you took the time to watch the video and make a negative comment on that video saying you didn't watch the video or shouldn't comment on the video. You have issues, man. Does that make any sense? That makes no sense whatsoever. So you have to look at it from a standpoint of what are their qualifications? I'm like, I'm sorry, do you have an NLP certification? I do. Do you have a bank code certification? Are you a trainer? I do. Have you been trained by Brendan Burchard? Have you been trained by some of Tony Robbins' people? Have you been trained by the best and the best in the world? I have. Have you spoken in front of thousands of people? I have. So, what? Are there people that have done way more than me? Absolutely. Now, am I worried what they think? No. You know why? Because I want to know what they think, because they've done it. They've done things, and I want to know how they did it. You want to know who are the best in, let's say, the voice world that I'm in. They are the people I want to hear from. They're the coaches. My friend Steve Bloom, or there's D. Bradley Baker, or all these other people. I'm like, hey, what do you have to teach me? Because you guys are the best in the world. What do you got? I want to hear what they say. They're quantifiable, and they are credible. Be aware and beware of giving credence to someone who does not deserve any credence whatsoever. When somebody says they, that is exactly who they're talking about. And they're doing it from different reasons. And a lot of it is fear. And a lot of it is acceptance. It's like if the herd says one thing, then it's accepted as truth. So a lie told often enough and loud enough becomes the truth. Same thing, and it doesn't have to be a lie, but it can be a falsehood. It's not like a malicious lie, but it's something that is being said over and over and over again, and it's accepted as true when there's actually no basis for the truth. And who said that? For example, in the culinary world, for example, everyone's like monosodium glutamate. It was like MSG. Everybody's like, oh, MSG is bad for you. MSG is really, really bad for you. Bad, bad, bad. You know where that started? It started because a reporter said that a friend of his went to a Chinese restaurant and got flushed afterwards. And they said, well, we don't know what it was. And they said, oh, there's MSG. Well, MSG is a natural occurring compound. You find it in things like cheese, steak, mushrooms. It's pretty much umami flavoring. And it is natural. It's amazing how it can be, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so terrible. Well, I'm sure some people have some issues with it, and there's studies that have been done now. They're like, well, MSG is not really that good or whatever. It doesn't matter. But this is the point I'm making. Somebody says something, it's all taken as truth. If you look back on myths and falsehoods that we take as real, your mind would be blown. I was just hearing another podcast that I really recommend, Jim Fortin. He's amazing. He was talking about the Pledge of Allegiance. He says, don't listen to me on it. It's like, I heard that he said, so I'm telling you, I just didn't hear this. It was him saying this, and he was reporting it the same way I'm reporting it to you, but he said, look it up for yourself, which I have not done. I'm totally going to say that I could be guilty of saying they, but I just want you to look it up for yourself. The Pledge of Allegiance, for example. The Pledge of Allegiance was apparently created by a flag company to sell flags. I don't know. Check it out and see if it's true. But that's how deep they are in our lives. We're all saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, they must know that we need to do this, that we're doing this, every morning. It's the way things are. Because they say that that's how it is. I don't even know. The Pledge of Allegiance, the Star Spangled Banner, all these different things. I'm not anti-American in any way. I do, man, flag goes up, I'm there. Because I've been doing it since I was a child. I just think it's a nice thing to say, but that's my own thing. But the point is, know why you're doing it. Know why you're saying these things. Know when someone else says, well, I heard that, immediately discount it and say, wait a minute, I'm sorry, what you're about to say is probably not true at all. Or they say, discount it, it's probably not true at all, whatever they're about to say. Doesn't really matter what comes out of the mouth next. You have to be aware of that. And another reason why I think people do that, it's easy to give your power away to other people. That way you don't have responsibility. And this is an interesting one. If you have full responsibility for your life, and this is one of the neuro-linguistic programming tenets that I go over, and I'll do a whole podcast on this, I'm sure. It's being at cause or being at effect. And if you are at cause, that means that you are 100% responsibility for everything that happens in your life and everything that happens to you. If you are at effect, you are 100% not responsible for any of that, which means you are 100% a victim. And for some people, it's safer to be the victim only if you give that power away to something that is socially acceptable. Well, you can't be blamed. Because, they said it. I heard that, these invisible experts said, you see my point? If you can give that away, then it's not my fault. Because you know what they say? I can't do this or I can't do that because they say. It's a way to divert responsibility. It's not healthy and it's not helping you. Because remember, once again, what are they doing for you? If something is not propelling you or helping you move forward in your life or in your relationships, what good is it doing you? If you say, they say, and then a limiting belief comes out of your mouth, you're not going to go anywhere and it's not going to help you. So it's keeping you from success. I know it seems kind of nitpicky, but it's pervasive. And if you give your power away to invisible forces, then how are you ever going to move forward? How are you ever going to succeed? If everything that comes out of you is, well, they say you can't do this, or they say you have to have this in order to succeed, it's taking away your power. Stop it, and stop it now. Understand, when anyone says they or I heard, just discount it and say, hold on, what do I know? What do I know? I know I have ability. I know I have power. I know I have positivity rolling through my veins. Even if you don't have that right now, you can have that, and that's within your power. They have no power over that. They have no power over how you react to things. They have no power over what you do, as long as you don't give them that power. These non-existent beings. It's bizarre. And here's what's very, very dangerous about this. When a society gives all their power away to these non-existent beings by accepting what is said as truth, then the entire concept, the entire movement is all based on a lie or a falsehood, which is basing something on a very shaky foundation. For example, let's take it to an extreme. Nazism was based on an absolute falsehood. It was fascistic. It was awful because they believed in the might of the German race. They were über alles. They were above all. So they were above any kind of kindness, gentleness, any kind of civility. I mean, yes, they had great uniforms. You go, boss, okay, fine. But devils can look fabulous. That was all based on a lie. And look how many people died because of that. Because, well, they said that we're the master race. Therefore, we can do whatever we want. That's how it can get really, really, really dangerous. And I think there's also a very large danger in giving them your power in our society. Like I just said, they say you have to have money to make money. Well, if you don't have any money, then how are you going to make any money? It's an impossible scenario. They say you have to have money to make money. Well, I don't have any money. Well, you have to have money to make money, but I don't have any. So therefore, that's a catch-22, and you will never, ever succeed. That is what is permeating our society, and that is a complete falsehood. How many other ones can you think of? And I'm going to give you this homework. Think of other areas in your life where you're giving power away to other people. Is there some place that you can take power back and succeed and move forward in your life? Some place that maybe someone has told you something based on, again, a falsehood. Well, they say that you are your family, they say, you come from a bad family. Instability runs in our family, or, being crazy, insanity runs in our family. So therefore, I guess that's, well, who says that? Who says anything? Question it. Say, okay, so insanity runs in our family. Who said that? I heard. No, who said that? I think grandma had a doctor that, who? What doctor? Tell me which doctor, where it is. Become freaking Sherlock Holmes and find these things out. When you get to the root of it, you will find there are no roots. There is nothing. There is no foundation in any of this. And we go through our entire lives thinking this. We go through our entire lives just rolling along with what we've been told because somebody heard that they said that this happened, which is complete bullshit. That's bullshit. You know what? I have to take my tooth out for this one. God dang it, that is bullshit. There you go. See, now you on video really got that. You guys didn't get it. You guys have all seen me with my tooth out. It's right. It's really going in soon. Anyway, that was fun. So, one other thing is scapegoating. Now, we're all going to have failures in our life. We're all going to have, and whenever I say failure, I don't mean it in the way most people do, because a failure is only a failure if you fail to learn something from it. You don't have failures, you have learning opportunities, you have mistakes that you can correct. If you have a quote-unquote failure, but you learn from that and you correct that situation, that mistake, or that bad decision, whatever it was. If you correct that and move on from there, you did not have a failure. You had a learning opportunity. And what you did was you learned. And people go to school to learn, quote-unquote, and pay tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and yet then they get out into the real world and then they fail. Why? Because they didn't actually learn anything. They didn't fail. They didn't have to redo something. They didn't have to learn a lesson from something that went bad. They were told by some professor who's never gone out and done anything. Don't get me started on all of that. Anyway, so the point is, if you scapegoat to them and they, it's a safety mechanism for you. You feel safe in your blanket of mediocrity because, well, I tried, but they said I can't do it. Nobody who ever succeeded in life on any level has listened to them or they. And if they do listen to them or they run the other way. They do something else. They find an opportunity somehow that it's like, oh, well, they say you can't do that. Oh, awesome. Then I'm going to do that. They say you can't run a 4-minute mile. Oh, awesome. Well, Bannister did that. And then what? Then suddenly everybody else can run the freaking 4-minute mile. Now, how did that happen? Because remember, they said it was impossible. I think now we get 3-minute miles or something like that. I don't know. People are running freaking crazy. It's amazing. But remember, at one time, somebody said they can't do that. Somebody said, no, you can't fly. They can't fly. Well, who says? Well, they say man is never going to fly in the air. Oh, really? Look at that. I think it would be really nice, and I'm asking you to do this. when you hear somebody say, well, I heard, or they say, and what comes next is something negative towards you, I want you to take that as a challenge. When somebody says, well, they say you can't do this because of blah, 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 just look at them and say, challenge accepted. Boom. That is powerful for you. Use the mediocrity that is rampant to your advantage. Remember, they don't pay your rent. They don't make your significant other happy. They don't take care of your children. They do not help you in any way. Why? Because they do not exist. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with that today, because when you understand that, you are going to see how weird this world gets and how many people say, well, I heard, or they said. And you're going to be like, wow, that doesn't make any sense. Because it's a limiting belief that is being placed on me and on society. And it doesn't exist. It has zero basis, which means you are unstoppable and you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Stop listening to them. Start listening to your heart and get out there and kick some butt. That's it for my podcast. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful, amazing, and outstanding day. And I'll see you next time on the Mind Scrambler podcast. All right, people. That was my podcast. So, what do you think? Now's the time when I get to chit-chat with you guys and answer your questions and see what you thought about what I had to say, and we can discuss a little bit about this. You know, it's funny because when I heard that, I was just like, when I got that, what I call the download to talk about this particular situation, it was like, yeah, people need to know about this. People need to realize that we're living our lives through this bizarre filter of non-existent beings that is moving us forward in our lives and saying, oh, well, they said you can't do this. So you veer off from your dreams. That's crazy. That's crazy. To give power to somebody that doesn't even exist. Is that kind of weird? Anyway, guys on Twitch over here, say hello, hello. Let's chat. Let's see here. What did I miss? Let's see. Where did I go here? Requesting local cons. Awesome. Bring it. Explain, but it's not that time. No problem. Have a good stream. Internet dropping in and out. Okay. Time for the shameless Discord plug. Head over to Discord. Yes, I'm going to be talking with Kagato, and he's going to walk me through it. We're going to see about that, I think, tomorrow night or tonight. I have to look at my phone to figure it out. But yeah, I'm going to work on that Discord thing. I'm going to get better and learn it. So I have to go. Bye-bye, manga guitar. Let's see. Personally careless about someone's age. Someone I had feeling for is older than me by a bit. It doesn't bother me since parents have an 11-year difference. I guess that was for my... Oh, yeah, okay. That was probably a reference to my intro. Yes, and I say that. My wife is 19 years younger than me. And the reason why is because I have a book called Food Game, A Man's Ultimate Recipe for Dating Success. Some of you guys have it. Some of you guys may have it. And if you're a single man, you need that book because it works, it's real. And my wife designed that cover and wrote the foreword. And I say that, that's why I say she's 19 years old, because I know something about attraction, and I talk about attraction in a lot of my talks. And, you know, I have proof. I have an amazing wife. And I love her dearly, and she loves me dearly, and we have a beautiful son. And that's the proof for my dating and relationships. So whenever I introduce her at conventions and she speaks, they're like, I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, proof. So she loves all of this. And I should really wear makeup. Oh well. But, you know, hey, I got up and I ran this morning, so that's hard for me to do, but I'm getting better daily, because I'm going to lose some weight before I go to Australia, because I don't want to be lopping over into the next seat with my big old belly or anything. So no, thank you. I am going to go and be comfortable in my airline seat for that long-ass flight. It's a long-ass flight, people. And my coffee is cold. So, we will travel safe, my friend. We will travel safe. It is going to be a lovely, lovely trip. We're very much looking forward to it. Declan is just like, oh, he's going to see kangaroos and koalas and wallabies and wombats. And I'm really trying to find, see if there's a place. We're going to be up in the Gold Coast for a while. Thank you, Red. We're going to be up in the Gold Coast for a while, and since he loves Finding Nemo, so I want to show him some sea turtles. So hopefully there's a place up near the Gold Coast that I just like, all right, cool, I'm going to go show him. Because we do the hit thing where you go, Finn, noggin, dude. He loves it. He'll come over to me and go, hey. I'm just like, ah, you're the cutest thing ever. I love my baby boy. Red, keep on asking until they say, I don't know. Yeah, basically. Yeah, when you say, okay, who is they? Where did you hear that? I don't know. I just heard it. Then discount it. Then and tell them. Say, well, think about it. Really think about it, because it's like, well, why do you believe that? Why would you believe something like that? And I ask myself that sometimes too. I'm like, why do I believe this? Is there any proof to what I'm saying? Because this is the hard part. When you talk to somebody and they have these beliefs, and they're the ones that fight to the death on it, like on Facebook, like politics and stuff, and you go, wait a minute, so what if I told you that the actual truth is not that, and here's the proof that the truth is actually this truth? They'll still deny that. I'm like, okay, I get it. That's fine. You believe what you want to believe, but here's the truth. Like flat earthers. People say they're flat earthers. I've never seen one, and I think it's absurd and ridiculous anyway, but I'm just like, a flat earther? Huh. We have pictures. We know. I've traveled around the world. I've seen the curve of the earth. I mean, come on. That's bizarre. And that's just stupidity, but I don't know. That's just weirdness to me. But for me, the whole concept of they is just bizarre. And I think it's something that, and I do it too. I mean, all these things that I tell you guys, I am working on myself. I am like, I want to ask those questions. I say, who said that? And when you say I heard, who told you that? And how far down the line? Oh, I totally forgot. I did this in another podcast, but I talk about that game. I think it was called Telephone when you were a kid, and you have a line of like 6 or 10 people, and you start with one piece of information, like 2 sentences. Like I say, is like the train is red, and it's going uphill to the north. And by the time it gets to the end, it's a car, it's blue, and it's heading south, because it went through all these filters, and each filter along the way changes one little something. They heard something, and it got different. So when somebody says, well, I heard this on the radio, okay, what was the reference? Who was this you were listening to, and where was their reference point? Because I know, guys, these experts that you hear about, a lot of time, they are not experts. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I knew a woman who was a wackadoo, let's just say. Well, that's 2 of them. I know 2 women that are wackadoos. And one wackadoo is supposedly now giving all kinds of relationship advice. I'm like, you're a freaking wackadoo. And that's not coming from they, that's coming from my eyes. I know you're a freaking wackadoo. And she's giving advice. And people are like going, oh, I was quoted in this publication. I'm like, yeah, okay. Hopefully that advice is good advice. I mean, even wackadoo can give good advice. But when you take them as an expert, you've got to go, well, what makes you an expert? When people say, well, what makes you an expert? I'm like, oh, dude, field research. I've been out there. I've done all this stuff. I got a couple certifications. I got all the stuff I got, right? But it doesn't matter. Even all of the things